New Year's. More wine? Why not? I want to sing. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Can't you hear my heart go boom, boom, boom? A cold January day. A sky of gray. The sun went down and all went dark. And we are lost out here in the stars. Little stars and big stars blowing through the night. And a great white star falls from heaven. And then a shout. Bang drum, bang gong. Behold, as the ancient poet contemplates the ruins of past glory. Nothing new under the moon. Marlowe considered Li Po, a glass of wine, a dancing moon, a shadow of tree. Who cared if Marlowe danced or did not dance? Who would care and who would know? He'd care, he'd know. He'd pledged again, as he resolved every year, to drink more. These busy days, it was a task to keep up with one's vices. And he heard God laughing, intoxicated, and Marlowe said, I don't believe a word you say, but I love you. Shades of darkness, a black blacker than black. He had survived another year, none the worse for wear. He couldn't say the same for the country. A chicken in every pot, pot with every chicken. Chicken soup for the soul with an undertow of racism, jingoism, despotism. The boogeyman next door, the boogeyman on the border, the boogeyman across the sea. But cheer up, there's corporate pot to get you high. Hey man, a corporation is a person too. We've got feelings. Hate popping out of iPhones, uncharted terrain where the preferred narrative trumped empirical reality and climate treaties were scrapped for petrodollars. Big is better, big, better, best. We're all in small hands now. Heaven, buyer beware, no trespassing. Hey, don't you remember they called me Al? It was Al all the time. Hey, buddy, can you spare a dime? His neighbor, a political advisor, called him. It's a Fellini movie. One day you wake up and everything has changed. The Russians are our friends. Settlements in the West Bank are no problem. Melting ice caps are a hoax. For-profit unregulated schools will make our kids smarter. Trickle down will work this time. And on for half an hour. He got many calls like this. And Marlowe could go on and on and on in the same vein. He was a partisan. He'd lost sour grapes. But even his Republican friends were dubious. What to do with the information? What to do with all the news? It was an unhinged moment, and even some friends he generally agreed with seemed to have gone around the twist with mad conspiracy theories. All around him, crazy, crazy, crazy. His generation, the unwinding of so much promise. One friend maces another denounces this friend and wishes him only the worst. The denounced friend said he was only trying to help, but that no good deed goes unpunished. Marlowe didn't know which friend to believe, and another who was lowest in his eyes did a merciful deed. Marlowe could be crazy, 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 and of his friends, he could be the craziest. And at the end of the day, he longed for his comfortable bed. Strangely, when Marlowe met the new boss in a dream, he had only nice things to say. He sucked up. It was shocking. At first, he felt sorry for the new boss. He seemed so sad, so sensitive, so needy, with a big head like a sagging balloon that needed stroking, and a pouty, twisted face that asked to be buttered up, and Marlowe knew one wrong word could turn the butter rancid. Marlowe told the new boss he was great, hoped for the best, fed him some gossip. Hollywood, a few points of contact. Scandals were the new boss's candy. He mentioned seeing him at the Pro-Am, but didn't tell him about the caddy who claimed his check bounced. Instead, he'd said, let's play golf. The new boss looked at Marlowe's paint-splattered shoes. Don't think so. Then the sagged and sunken boss puffed up like a puffish big and nipped. Marlowe woke up disgusted. Couldn't believe he was such a sycophant, such a toady, such a flatterer. What did it mean? He called his friend Eddie, who said he'd had a similar dream, And in his dream, the boss gave him a pair of leather gloves. Marlowe concluded, if it's in me, it might be in you. Oh man, he'd been watching too much news. He needed to switch off. Geez, he'd become as creepy as the other creeps. He'd have to give it some serious thought. On TV, it is easy to ignore the suffering of others, the unremitting flicker of desperate migration, barrel bombs, internment camps, the shelling of Aleppo, another airport shooting setting the holiday tone. A gun, a drone, locked in alone. America. Simple solutions, convenient scapegoats. You want to scream, want to yell, never again, never again. And there it is, happening again in your living room in living color. And you want to feel, but you don't feel the weight, the heaviness of heart, the stark human pain. Good was bad, and bad was good, and left was right, and right was wrong, all with the click of a button. Turn off, tune out, unplugged? Not a chance. He was addicted to his TV, addicted to his phone, hooked on news, needed it minute by minute, and could have it faster if he wanted. A friend on the left had now gone so far left that he now listened only to Drudge and RT and hated the Clintons more than his friends on the right. Was this a trend? Marlowe pressed on the button, looking for updates. He saw shaking dogs locked in a cage. He could look at starving kids, but he couldn't handle starving animals. And on the animal show, the snow leopard was forced to abandon her cub. Heartbreaking.